I'm sure by now you've all heard about Squid Game, the phenomenon Netflix TV series from South Korea. Some of you might have actually heard about it so much that maybe you've decided you weren't interested and weren't actually going to watch it at all. And I really couldn't blame you, for I was just like you. Why should I? It's already been done multiple times in the past, I thought to myself. However, I finally gave in one fateful morning and decided to go for it. Why the hell not? Well, I'm here today to let you know that the hype is indeed very real. It is not overrated at all, and it's actually rather quite excellent. The premise of the show itself may not be all that new or fresh, but what it lacks in originality, it more than makes up for in its execution, well-written characters, and engaging storyline. The first episode reels you in, and before you know it, you're caught and will almost certainly want to watch the whole thing, and as soon as possible, too. I'd be lying if I didn't say that some moments do feel a little stretched out, but it really must be said that it all mostly serves to flesh out the lore and characters. Characters which you will come to know and love for all of their imperfections and very human traits. They may not all equally get as much screen time and attention as they should, but the majority of them are interesting, relatable, and feel genuine. They are no doubt one of, if not the best aspect of the show. As always, it's often hard for me to talk about a TV series or a movie without spoiling anything. And in the case of Squid Game, it would be a huge disservice and absolutely detrimental to your overall enjoyment to ruin any of the surprises. If you are intent on watching it, do yourself a favor and try to stay clear of the internet for a while. Additionally, you may want to switch the audio track back to its native Korean language and watch it with subtitles on. Make sure that if you're selecting English subtitles, then make sure that you are not selecting the English closed caption, but rather just English for the best translation possible. That is, of course, if you can stomach 9 hours of reading, but I would strongly suggest this over the English dub. That's not to say that the English dub is awful. Having experimented with it, I can honestly say that it's far from the worst I've ever heard. But how can you really judge and appreciate the acting when you're not even hearing it? With that out of the way, I'll just say that while, yes, this is a very bloody and violent watch, it's also incredibly well made and masterfully executed. It actually contains some of the most suspenseful scenes I've ever seen in entertainment. At its core, there's no doubt the series is a vicious and unforgiving drama, but there is, dare I say, more to it than meets the eyes. Buried under piles of dead bodies and gore, I found some very thought-provoking sentiments and even some genuine emotions. I can't believe I'm publicly admitting to this, but tears were shed. And yes, actual tears, damn it. At one point near the end of the show, and you'll know it when you've reached it, the overwhelming spectacle actually got to me and I wept like a baby, which is honestly something I never, ever could have predicted from a show like this. It also got me thinking about how I couldn't remember the last time a piece of entertainment did that to me. It is, after all, no small feat indeed. In the end, I'll say it again, its premise may not be entirely original, but Squid Game really shines with its incredible production values, lovable characters, and highly addictive and exciting plot. After all, how many great movies are there with nearly identical or very similar storylines? Looper comes to mind, for example. The film undoubtedly has a lot in common with the Terminator movies, yet it still stands on its own as a fantastic science fiction/action pick. If anything, Squid Game was a reminder for me to always stay open to older concepts and older ideas, because it's always possible to have a fresh new take on them and build and expand upon them. If you still haven't watched the South Korean Netflix show, I would definitely make a recommendation for those of you out there who enjoy their entertainment more on the dark, disturbing, and mysterious side. And for fans of heavy and engaging dramas, you'll definitely want to give it a shot. Some of you may decide to check it out for the advertised violence and gore, but I guarantee you'll find a lot more to love about it than blood.